Hello guys and welcome to another profile tree video. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the website design process. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So before we jump into the video, let's get an understanding on what the website design process is all about. So the website design process is a structured approach to creating a website that effectively meets the intended purpose and user needs. It encompasses several phases from understanding the project's goals to launching the final website. So let's get a full breakdown of the typical website design process. Firstly is the discovery and research. So that is number one. You need to understand your goals. So this involves detailed discussions with stakeholders to understand the business objectives and what the desired outcomes are of this particular website. And you need to think about the key functionalities required. So that all depends on, of course, what pages will link to what. Are you going to have PDF files that have information? Are you going to have outbound links as well? Is it going to be outbound links to your social media? Is it going to be outbound links to YouTube? So things like this you really need to understand for the goals. Are you reaching out to the younger audience? Are you going to be reaching out to the older audience? So that leads us to target audience. You need to analyze who the website's users will be, as this is a crucial stage. This involves creating user personas to understand their needs, preferences, and browsing behaviors. So you do have to do quite a bit of research before you even get set up with even building a site. So a lot of SEO research, that's search engine optimization, where you're looking for keywords, specific keywords that people type up. So that is one of the researching and discovery that you need to do. Think about your competitor as well. So that leads us to competitor analysis. Review competitors' websites to gain insights into industry standards, trends, and areas of difference. This helps in positioning the website uniquely in the market. So once you have an idea of the researching that you've done for your website, so that's when you've decided, okay, I'm going to have an e-commerce website. All right, I'll have a non-e-commerce website. I'm going to promote so and so. That's what you really need to think about when you are doing that discovery and research. Next stage would be the planning. So have a sitemap. Develop a blueprint of the website structure. This is like a flowchart that shows all the pages of the website and their hierarchy. And I'll show you guys a couple of tools as well that you can use for this. Next, you need to think about the content strategy as well. So decide what type of content, text, images, videos, blogs will be on the website and how it will be structured and updated. This includes planning for SEO rich content. And again, as I've mentioned before, you really need to take a look at some of the keywords that's commonly searched, depending of course on the business that you'll be in or what you'll be using the website for. Then comes your technical requirements. So identify the technical needs such as the type of server, content management systems like WordPress, Drupal, or if you decide that you don't want to get too technical, then you can use a website builder as well, and that'll completely eliminate the use of programming languages or third-party integrations like payment gateways or CRM systems, as it will all be built in. So you have multiple choices for your technical requirements. So if you want to create some sort of sitemap, this would be the best flowchart to use, which is called Lucidchart. Now, this is a web-based diagramming tool that allows users to create, edit, and share diagrams and flowcharts easily. I would say it's widely used for creating mind maps and of course for the purpose of what we need to link pages and see where pages go. So this would be another great option to create a sitemap. It's got a very intuitive interface, so anyone who wants to use it, it's a drag and drop interface, so that makes it easy for anyone. And what's great about it as well is you don't need any advanced technical skills to use Lucidchart. It does have collaborative work, so depending if it's going to be a team project or a team website that you need to build. And with that, it is real-time collaboration as well, so that is its capability. There are different pre-made templates as well that you could use for this, so it does save a lot of time when you are creating a mock-up for the website design process. But overall, just wanted to throw this in here, Lucid chart. If you guys want to use it to create a sitemap, then this would be the best one to use. Now for the third part would be design. So wireframing is very essential when you are creating a site. So it's best to create basic sketches or low fidelity representations of each web page, showing elements without the design details. So just have the overall layout. You don't need to get into too much detail with it. There are other tools that you could use like Figma, which I'll showcase later on. That gives you more of an idea as well for a detailed look for a site. For ones without that detailed look, then you can use Sketch. So that's another tool that you can use to showcase a wireframe. You could also do some wireframes as well with pen and paper, just to give you an idea on what kind of look you want to go for your website. Mockups are the best thing to do as well. So high fidelity designs that include colors, fonts, and images. These are usually created using tools like Adobe Photoshop or, like I said, Figma. And we'll do a representation of one of the sites that we've created on Figma itself, just to give you an idea on how the tool works. Now with design, you would normally have a UI and UX designer. So just to explain what UI and UX is, user interface design, so that's UI. You would focus on the aesthetics and interactive elements of that website, ensuring brand consistency in colors, fonts, and design elements. Now in terms of UX, that's user experience design. So design the site to be user-centric, make sure that you have easy navigation, logical flow from page to page, and a layout that anticipates user needs. Number 4 would be the development. So again, it really just depends on how you want to develop this website. You can either develop it through a website builder, or you can completely do it from scratch where it involves front-end development, back-end development, and using a content management system. So let's go through the different versions. First is the front-end development, so convert the mockups into actual code using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is where the website becomes interactive. You've got back-end development as well, and this is crucial for sites requiring dynamic data. It includes server, database management, and application logic. You also have content management system, so set up a CMS if used to allow non-technical stakeholders to manage and update the content easily. So that's a couple of options for development. If you are not too technical with building a website, then you can also use a website builder, which is easy to use. It's a drag and drop interface, so it won't require any of the following, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Number 5, which is the actual content creation and integration. So content writing is key for a successful website. So writing, engaging, original and relevant content is required for your content. This often includes optimizing for specific keywords for SEO, and you have to make sure that it ties well as well. So with the content writing, sometimes you would have, say, a limited amount of paragraphs or headings that you want to put in for a page, so it flows well with the overall website design. You also have to think about the media addition, so sourcing or creating images, videos, and other media, ensuring these elements are optimized for web, so that's with the correct formats and the correct sizes. Lastly would be the SEO optimization, so implementing SEO strategies like optimizing titles, meta descriptions, headings, tags, and alt tags for images. So that's just a couple of steps on what you would need for the overall website design process. And just to go through it all, we'll go through the process of building a website. So just to showcase, this is a prime example of what Figma can do. Figma is a cloud-based design tool and it's primarily used for interface design. That includes web and mobile app designs. You can see here that we have a web design for one of our internal brands. So what's great about this is it allows multiple team members to collaborate in real time on design projects, making it a highly popular UX and UI design tool. It's great for any of the UI and UX designers, it's great for graphic designers and teams involved in product development and design. Now, some of the key aspects of Figma is that it does have vector graphics. Figma functions as a vector graphics editor, allowing designers to create a high fidelity graphical designs, including icons, illustrations, and layouts. You do have collaborative interface design as well. It enables multiple users to work on the same project simultaneously, showing real-time updates. This collaboration feature is particularly useful for teams spread across different locations. It does also have prototyping capabilities, so Figma allows designers to create interactive prototypes. Now, these prototypes can simulate the user experience without the need for coding. And this is, I would say, essential for user testing and feedback. It is web-based as well, so it's got a web-based platform. So being cloud-based, Figma is accessible from any web browser, eliminating the need for heavy software downloads and allowing for platform-independent access. Number 5 would be the design system and asset libraries. So users can create and maintain design systems, ensuring consistency across projects. It also allows for the creation and sharing of asset libraries, such as components and styles, for reuse in multiple projects. You also get feedback and commenting, so stakeholders can leave comments directly on the design files, streamlining the feedback process. You also have integrations, so Figma integrates with other tools and platforms, including Slack, Jira, and others, facilitating smoother workflows across different stages of product development. So coming back to Figma itself, you can see this is the overall layout on how it works. So if we take a closer look at Figma itself, you can see some of the design work that has already been done here. So it does really just give you an idea on what your website's potential can look like. This, as you can see, okay, so here we have a light mode version of what this website could look like, and here we have a dark mode version of what this website can look like. You can have parts like your little icons. You could also see what parts have been used to create that particular area, so they are layered on your left side, as you could see. So this again is where the design process comes when you are creating a website. It is good to note as well that using Figma or any similar platform will greatly help a web developer. Now, if they're going through the stages, of course, of, okay, I need to develop so-and-so website, I don't have the font type, how will I know what one it is? So they would hop on Figma, and then the best thing that they could do is double click, take a look. Then you can see on the right side that it shows a typography and layout list. So it's saying that the width is 112, height is 19, and so on. So that's good for just, you know, the layout changes. Content is leisure. That's what we're seeing here. Typography name, so that's basically font. You're seeing the name is navigation text, the font is Sin, weight is 700, size is 16, line height 19.2 px, and align is center. So in my mind, now when I'm developing this website, I know for each of the text used is going to be Sin, and the weight is going to be 700. Now that's just going to be for the header, of course. The changes will be a little bit different come to the rest of the site. So say for the hero section here, if we double click the luxury, leisure, affluence, we can see that the name is jumbo text. However, it is still sin, and the font weight is 700 with the size of 75px. It is something to note as well if you are developing a website and you're using Figma as your reference. Sometimes you can make the adjustments yourself. So whether 75px is a good choice, or if it's not a good choice, if you think that, okay, I'm gonna bump it up and do 80px instead because it's not as bold as I think I would like it to be, then that would be the way to go. And of course, the UI and UX designer will, or UI UX designer and web developer will have to do some collaborative work. So the best thing that they can do is by giving feedback or asking questions. So I can drop a question on here if I need to. So if I just click on that, I can add a comment. Okay, what is this area meant to do to the UI and UX designer? And that'll just give me an overall idea. Okay, that's actually meant to be moving, and this is what it needs to do. So I, as a web developer, will hop on, develop something that can have a scroller effect on here, and that's how the development design process works. So that's Figma, a great tool to use as a designer. You have everything that you would need on your left side, as you can see. You have your different files, you can edit as well, pick colors, have your different references. You can see I can only have the option to view, but if you do have editorial options, so like this one, you can see that I will have a little bit more options. So I can generate, I can have new files. I also have this little toolbar just below on some of the areas that I could use. This is actually just a website wireframe. It actually shows you a step-by-step guide or a quick tip on how to use it. So that's pretty much how that works, but several different options there. But you got your little toolbar here below. This is where you can mark and do your options. If you hit Control Z, it removes the work that you've done. So just like so, you can just remove that. You can change your color, you have your erase, you have your different shapes and styles, and of course you've got your text, connectors, stamps, and so on. So everything is more or less here. And of course this is the area where you can change the title. Of course it's best to change the name of the project, but it will take some time to get the hang of when you are using Figma, especially if you're not too technical or you don't really know how to use the program itself. Then it will take some time to use. However, once you got the hang of it and once you start collaborating with a web developer, the web design process will become easier. So lastly, all that's needed to do once you've got the web design process in place is to create the overall website. Now, there are several ways it can be approached depending on your technical expertise and budget, and of course, as well as all that, the specific needs of your project. Some of the most common methods would be website builders, and that is completely no coding required. The examples are Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, Shopify for e-commerce, and it's suitable for beginners, small businesses, personal websites, portfolios, and basic online stores. Now, the pros of this is it's user-friendly, drag and drop interface, no coding required, hosting included, a variety of templates, and so on. It has 3 different versions as well. Wix ADI, you've got the Wix editor or editor X, and you've also got Wix Studio. So multiple options to choose from when you are using that platform. Now, the cons, it's limited customization compared to more advanced platforms, often subscription based with recurring fees. So again, it really just depends on the website builder that you choose. So do keep in mind of this when you are creating a website. So this is Wix. This is a drag and drop user-friendly interface. Now, Wix, as I said, it's a website builder, requires no code at all. What I even love about this is with the design process on this, since everything is a drag and drop, you can take all your elements, pick an element you want, drag and drop it into a template. So just to showcase that, I'm going to go ahead and create one here. So I'll just edit this one. So once you have a site ready, and just while we wait for that to load, you do have multiple options as well. So in terms of the design process, if you got a design in mind and there's one very similar to this one, all it would take is a few minor adjustments. So hopping back onto this, we'll wait for this to load and I'll skip ahead. So here we are. AI is integrated onto Wix. So it can be very helpful if you do need to have some content in. However, we're just going to completely skip this step. But you have a selection of different options for having that design process for your site. You got the site design and the add elements, as well as adding sections. So I would say that these are the three most important parts when it comes to the design process. So if you have everything ready, that's in terms of your design, you can go over to the elements. So say we have that similar look from Figma. I can go ahead and drag and drop some images, or I can drag and drop some buttons if I need a control to action. So let's just say there's a theme button there. I can drag and drop that in. I can maneuver that about as well. Since we are within the margins and padding, it won't be hard to create a website, and it lets us know whether we are outside of the grid lines, as you can see, and then we can move it back in. So this is just an example of a website builder that you can use. Again, very easy to use. It will speed up that website design process and the overall website process. So I would highly recommend to use Wix or any other similar website builders if you're looking for that no coding website. So just finishing it off, if you do want to go for another platform, there is of course a content management system, and that's with the likes of using WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, and it is suitable for blogs, content-rich websites, e-commerce with plugins, and those who want more control than other website builders offer. It does give an extensive customization option. It's large communities for support, many plugins and themes, suitable for a wide range of websites, but the cons are that you do need to have that technical knowledge than website builders, as you are responsible for hosting, updates, and security. So just so we have a closer look, we'll jump into the WordPress builder itself. So this is the platform that we're going to use, which is local, and this is to get us the WordPress application. So very simple to do. All you would need to do is click WP admin, but before that all happens, in order to add a local site, just click on the bottom left. You can create a new site just like so, then add the site name, so test. Go ahead and select continue. Okay, so we're going to have to do test 1, and then preferred, and then this is where you can set up your WordPress, which is adding a username and a WordPress password. Now this is the next step once you open up the WP admin and log in. This is your WordPress website. So you have multiple options like your plugins. As you can see, you've got your appearances like themes. So with the themes here, you can see that we have different themes, and these are all for free as well. There will be options as well for some premium themes that you can pay for. So if you do want to do a feature and just say e-commerce and then apply that filter, I can go ahead and look for some of the different templates that offer e-commerce platform. But e-commerce will require a specific plugin for it to function, and I'll actually hop on now and show you. So on the left side you'll see this little guy, which is plugins. So go ahead and click on it. We currently have 3 different plugins, but before I show you those, it is easy to add a plugin, and you'll see it on the top left, but just beside plugins under new, you'll see add new plugin. So once you've clicked on that, this will direct you to here, which is add plugins, and then this is where I can search up some plugins of choice. So if I say SEO, I can go ahead and search that. It'll give me some of the recommended SEO ones. So we'll just wait for this to load. As you can see, there's Yoast, Rank Math, all-in-one SEO, and so on. And on top of that as well, I can upload my own plugins. Depending if I paid for a full version, I can go ahead and drop it in, drop a zip file, and the plugin will be seen within the installed plugins. So it is very simple and easy to use. Now, headed back to the plugins, I have 3 there, which is Elementor, Rank Math SEO, and WooCommerce. As well as this WooCommerce one is the plugin that activates e-commerce. So it actually is a toolkit that helps you sell anything. So that's how WooCommerce works. There's Rank Math for SEO, search engine optimization. That helps you get some of the keywords and gets your website ranking. And you've got Elementor, which is a drag and drop page builder. So just to demonstrate what Elementor is, I'll go ahead and click this. Go ahead and test, visit site. So this is Elementor, and it's a drag and drop. So this is currently what the basic page looks like. You've got your test, sample page, and again, just a very, very simple basic website. You can drag and drop widgets like so, like image, text editors. However, if you do unlock the Pro version, you can see that you've got post, portfolio menu, and so on. So you've got a list more different options in terms of this when you are doing that initial web design process. So that is Elementor. And I'll go ahead and exit this. And just to showcase the WordPress, this is what WordPress looks like. Again, very simple, easy to use. You could just go ahead and add blocks, patterns. So we've got different patterns there, different blocks, and so on to add into this. Just go back. So that was actually just a draft. We'll visit the site. So this is what the site looks like currently. And I can go ahead and edit this out. So the blue button on the top left there, this allows us to view all the different patterns. So if I want to put something just below this, I can go ahead and open that up. Select a pattern of choice. So there's about, banners, call to action, and so on. Multiple different options. Click on it and it'll appear on screen. And depending how much time you invest in WordPress, you can create some pretty nice looking websites. So I would highly recommend to use this if you have a little bit more technical experience. But guys, that pretty much reaches the end of the video. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, let us know in the comment section below. We'd like to know what you think. But other than that, I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you very much for watching.